Hola, my friends. Greetings from Costa Rica. I'm in the city of the Brujas. Beautiful, surrounded by mountains. So beautiful, but I'm in the city more. And I'm walking out to one of my favorite grid points that I like to go to. I'm walking through the park right now. The last video I did was with the San Antonio church. The gate's closed, so I don't think I'm going to be able to go in. Dang it, I was hoping to take you guys into the San Miguel church. St. Michael, the St. Michael ley lines of Escazu. Very fascinating spot. I'm going to just turn around in a minute so you can see. It's interesting, yet another spot where like this was all grassland, but it's been covered with concrete. So you can kind of see. Here's the church. And they say it was built in the late 1700s, like 1798 or something like that, but that it was damaged by an earthquake. That always seems to be the story, that the original was damaged by an earthquake. Let's see, it's 11, 9, 10, 11. 11. Oh, is that real? It's 11:11. Oh shoot! I don't think I can zoom in, but it's 11:11. You can't make that shit up. It's 1:44 right here on the timing of the call. You know, one of the coolest things about this church when I first came to it, it fascinated me, was I'm gonna see. I can't go all the way to it, but I'm gonna see if you can see this. I don't know if you can. This door right here, there's like a woman. She kind of looks a little more like Norwegian-ish. Long braided hair, and she's playing a musical instrument like a banjo. And dang it, I don't know if I was on it or not. Could you see that? I have a picture of it on my Facebook page, and I would love for you to see it. But it reminds me of a time when the women played music in the temples, and I've noticed that's not really happening in Catholic churches these days. But this is the other thing. Check this thing out, because it doesn't look anything like the rest of the church. I always say it feels a little Stonehenge-y. It feels a little Celtic-ish. Even the trees around here are not your native-looking trees. If you see that one behind, I don't know what that tree is exactly. I'm gonna walk around and see if there's another way that I can access the grounds. But yeah, this is a fascinating location. Maybe the door is open from the other side, I don't know. The first time I came here, it was the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, and it was locked, but then a man showed up with a key and was like, hey, do you want to come inside? And we were like, well, yeah, of course. And so we went inside for the first time, and they have some symbology of Mary and Michael with the sword, Mary on the moon, not on the moon, but like riding on it as if she is not controlled by the moon, is the way that I like to interpret it. You know, in Revelations in the Bible, it says, the woman clothed with the sun, with a crown of stars, standing on the moon, riding on the moon, something like that, right? And the way that I interpret that is that they are, oh, this little gate's open. There's a gate all the way around this thing. It feels a little like a jail. And the doors aren't open. You can kind of see, oh, what a shame. I was hoping I could walk y'all in there. I love to go in these churches and sing, because the acoustics just picks up this pitch. This is an interesting flat rock. You know, when I go to places like this, basically anywhere I go, I get in like investigative mode. I'm always like, what's the truth about this place? What's really going on here? What's the history that we don't know? And Yeah, I've been doing that a lot at these church locations, because these church locations, they never get built by accident. They were determined because of important power lines, grid lines, places that are high in energy. Look at this thing. I got through the gate. I still don't know the true or real history about this, but I know when I was here before, I don't think this cross was here. And this is like a little, the floor is pretty old. You can see it's cracking up here. That cross wasn't in the center. Something was here. I don't know what it was. If anybody else knows, let me know. I hope you can see. I'm not so good at navigating the cameras and stuff like that, but I hope you can see. Interesting little spiral that I just found sitting here. Yeah, and this also has these stones around it, many of them, right? So let's see, you can kind of see one. I think there's 8. Now, I study a lot the architecture of different things that I see in Costa Rica. And you don't really see anything built like this. This is like a 8-sided, by the way. It's octagon. But the rock is much older. You could tell this is a really old building structure. This is like some clay that's super, yeah. It's mysterious, I'll tell you that. So I can't tell you what it is or who built it or why it's here. But I've always said this for a long period of time, that I feel like the original, that the churches were something else before they were inhabited by, hijacked by the Roman Catholic teachings that we have been taught today. Not that everyone's been taught the Roman Catholic teachings, but look, I was just noticing how this one's very round. This stone is like super round. And it's just like what's built in between it. This is really just a simple dirt with rock, right? They weren't using cement back then for whatever this structure was built for. You know, I actually think I might want to take you across the street. Well, I don't want to leave this location yet, because I was going to sit down and just have a chat, but maybe I'm just giving you a tour today. But check this out. This, what I'm talking about here. This is like just some old concrete, not even concrete. This is just pieces of rock with dirt that have been made for building this structure. But I never noticed, I've come here many times now, I've never noticed how round this one was. And also that there's some little clay bricks in between. This one was round too. I've also talked about this before, but I think that there are always underground structures, underground tunnels, and underground travel systems under churches. You don't have to take my word for it. But look, this one has the round also. I don't know how I never really noticed it before. That's the cool part about coming back to something, is like you notice something new every time. So these pieces that I was talking about are like strategically placed around it. I think there's 8. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one seems a little shorter. 6. 7. 7 and 7, we went to heaven. And then 8. Look, interesting. There's a cap for some kind of alcohol here. I think it's one with a, dang, I can't get my hand down there. I noticed like all the alcohol caps always have like unicorns or dragons or some kind of mystical lions, like some kind of powerful mystical symbol on them. So I just wanted to give you a little tour of one of the churches of Costa Rica. Look at this symbol. Now, if anyone's ever watched Tartaria stuff, you've seen more of the symbols like this. I wanted to see if it picked up my sound here, but not so much, not in that area. What else am I looking at here? Yeah, it's all gated though, but the church is over there. Now, when I looked up old pictures of this church, this is a pretty tree. When I looked up old pictures of this church, super red fruit. It's not a fruit, I don't think. I don't think this is something that you would eat. Maybe it is. I think someone told me I'm not supposed to eat these, but they're pretty. Just smelling it to see if it's got a smell. No. Ooh, there's like a piece of stone over there. I don't know. I love to collect stones. I love to collect, there's stuff on it, but I love to collect stones from different churches and stuff. Even the metal is a pretty little design. Tartaria. I wouldn't say this is as advanced as like a Tartaria type of structure, but also I noticed that they built over what was originally here, because you can kind of see that this is here. And then you can see from this that, you know, there was another level put on it. And I've noticed that about the floor in here too. That the floor was a different type of floor before. But it seems to have like these little pieces of quartz in it. Oh, look, I can show you this now. That. Isn't that cool? Ooh. The sun tribe, the solar tribes. What else did I want to show you here? Oh yeah, so this says San Miguel Archangel, 1799. So we're looking at, what is that, 224 years, 224. Oh look, another one over here. You know, when you look at something like this, you're like, I just wouldn't think that on a typical Roman Catholic church that you would see this type of art. I haven't before. Oh, you can see the beautiful mountain from over here. I hope I'm not making anybody dizzy. Too dizzy because I'm just jumping around, but I give you a little idea of the mountain. We're kind of like in a little cradle over here. Beautiful trees. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you though. When I started doing a little research on this church, I actually had found that before all this stone was there in this fancy park, which actually wasn't built too long ago, I think when I came to this area about less than a year ago, they had just built some of the park stuff, which is cool, you know, for the kids and the families and stuff. It's nice. But I noticed there was like a water fountain structure with that special shape. I can't describe it. It's like, I don't know, I think some people call it the Melchizedek. Oh look, you can see here. I think it's like the sign of the Melchizedek. It's like the square, but then the round pieces too. You can see angels up in here, right next to the camera. Cameras everywhere. Let's talk about the cameras everywhere. They're pretending like the cameras are to keep you safe. But the cameras are so they can watch your every move. 5G is really about artificial intelligent technology that can watch and evaluate everything that everybody is doing, and facial recognition and taking notice of where everybody's going. Oh, another new addition, 5G tower right next to the kids' playground. You know, it's interesting. I've been having some chats with people about 5G, and they don't know about it. You know, they don't know much about it for the most part. And I used to think the same thing when I heard 5G. This is a nice big tree. Ooh, I think I hear a toucan, which is not so common around here. But when I heard about 5G, I thought it was just for fast internet. And then as I started to understand things a little deeper, well, first of all, I learned one thing for sure. 5G doesn't like trees. 5G doesn't like trees. Crazy, right? Let's see if you can see this. This is Archangel Michael, and it looks like he's like, I don't know, taking out a demon. I don't know if you can see it because the light glare might be a little strong, but just in case you can, I wanted you to see it. 5G doesn't like trees, and don't you forget it. I don't like putting negative information out in the field, so I've shared this before. I'm always in this like battle within myself of like, what do I say and what do I not say? Because I don't want to imprint or put anything out there that's negative or, you know, that sort of thing. But then, like, I think that people need to know what this thing really is. And especially when I find that people are mostly just rather ignorant about it. Ignorant doesn't have to be a bad thing. It just means like you don't know. You have no idea. Look, Archangel, San Miguel Archangel. And look, again, this is the symbol of Archangel Michael. And it's like a very simple, like stick figure type. But he's like, you know, he's doing something to a demon over there. The angels and the demons. So on my last video, I shared a little bit about the Dead Sea Scrolls and how at the very exact same time, and I had no idea any of the politics of what was going on with Israel or with Palestine or anything like that. I'd just been guided to like go look up the Dead Sea Scrolls. And when I did, I went to bed that night. I took screenshots of many things. I was reading about this Qumran 1, the War Scroll. It was written in Hebrew. They say about 100 years before Christ or something like that. And that it was about a final battle between the demons and the angels. And, you know, I've learned a lot about duality, transcending duality, not wanting to fight, and all of these things. But I couldn't deny that when I woke up the next day and I had found out that there was a, whatever that thing was, invasion, demonic event that happened in Israel, that it was happening at the same time I was reading that scroll. So then I was like, damn, I gotta trust my intuition here. I'm being led to information that's telling me what's going on here. I'm walking over to this really cool bell. I don't remember what it says on it, but I don't know what the blue and white flag is either. But we've got the Costa Rica flag, which is actually red, white, and blue. And then look, all the birds are hanging out. Colorful pigeons. You can see the busy street. This is more of the city life of Costa Rica where I'm hanging out at right now. Here's the bell. And the birds are hanging out on the top too, just chilling. So yeah, normally I'm more of in the jungle space. I don't hear cars all the time driving by. Oh, the birds. Some of them have this beautiful like rainbow color in their chests. Like iridescent. So, San Miguel, Michael, Saint Michael. Saint Micheal. These rocks are cool. So, Roll the stones away, let the guilty pay. It's Independence Day. That song just came to my head. Roll the stones away. It's Independence Day. You know, it was a beautiful day today. When we went out walking, we don't always come out to the city or the town. Everybody was like, buenos dias, hola, like more than ever before. I felt like it was a different type of day. Today's the 3rd day of the new cycle, by the way. The new 260-day cycle. It's the blue electric nights. What did I want to tell you? Oh. 5G doesn't like trees. That's what I was talking about. So what does that mean? That means in the big cities where the 5G is. Isn't it always weird? You always see alcohol at churches. I usually see alcohol and people that are, you know, drunk at churches. That's always interesting to me. Cordoba. I love reading this stuff and just seeing, I mean, it's in Spanish, right? So I'm not exactly reading it, but I'm kind of translating it as much as I can. 5G doesn't like trees, is what I'm telling you. So if I were thinking, because I don't want to put fear out there, but I am saying that there's something about these little bursty scalar wave things, and we have to learn how to raise our frequency to a dimension that's not impacted by these waves. We have to learn how to raise our frequency up to an invincible or an invisible type of frequency beyond these waves. And one of the logical things to do is be in an area where there's trees. Because the way that these things work, they're short waves, and they need, you know, to pick up on the next thing. It's kind of like, you know, the way your phone works with Bluetooth as well. Oh, my little Frozen is here, and my love, mi amor. You want to say anything, babe?
I don't know.
No? Hola, River. She's just walking around like she owns the space or something. You want to show me anything? You want to give me a tour? It's not open right now. It's not open. Okay, so where were we? 5G doesn't like trees, right? We might want to think about preserving our trees a little more now. Not just because we love trees, of course we love trees, but because we know one of the bigger reasons why they're being taken down. We don't even need trees to really build things anymore, actually. I think we're always justifying the cutting down of nature for building and things like that, but there's other ways. But anyways, these waves have to go through these like antennas. And so you become an antenna in between. It's like the way Wi-Fi works, the way Bluetooth works when you turn on Bluetooth. And that's honestly why, as I have these headphones in right now, I don't have wireless ones, but I feel weird every time I put headphones in my ears. Every time I use these headphones. Headphones. Hi, baby. What was the other thing I wanted to tell you besides this tree thing? That's important. Plant trees, be by trees, don't cut trees down. Trees, 5G doesn't like trees. The other thing I was wanting to share. Well, babe, I want to walk over to that other road. If you're ready to go, we also can. But I want to show what is this? Saint Peter. San Pedro is Peter. Hermanitas de los pobres de San. I like the images. Todo por Jesús, all for Jesus. You know, it's interesting. I got this, I received the program, you know, from the church for the week or something, and they were having a soccer match, a football match, and it was the Black Eagles. And I was like, who are the Black Eagles? It's the, I guess it's the fathers of the church, like have a soccer league or something that they play in, a football league. What's up with you, River? Are you ready to go, or are you having fun running around?
I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go? Okay, let's walk down. I want to show them the ground over that very special stone on the... Okay, you got to get on Papa's carrier for this, and we'll go walk over to the space. The other things that I've been contemplating lately, I was thinking of the Bible, something where Jesus says, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. And I was thinking, oh, where did the flowers go? Sometimes we put flowers in here. Here, do you want to put some flowers? Where's the flowers? You don't know? Here, I have a flower for you to put. It smells beautiful. Show this flower. Look at this flower. We're going to leave it here. We always put the flowers in the altar. Yeah, I wish the church was open so we could do a little walkthrough, but it wasn't meant to be. Look at this beautiful flower also. So they've done a lot of, like, I wouldn't say this is the prettiest thing. And I'd never pick red personally. That's just not my color. But, oh wow. Look at this thing. Eek. Strange. Is that a bee? I don't know. I can't tell if it's a bee or something else, but it looks a little eek. Bugs are interesting too, you know? Like, I appreciate all nature. These are very velvety leaves here. But yeah, the bugs are interesting sometimes. There's like different types of bugs, right? Like I'm friends with all of the families of the different nature. Watch out for the caca. I just see caca. But then there's like those ones that look like they suck your blood, you know? I stay away from that type of stuff. You know, speaking of that, it's an interesting topic, the idea of vampires and parasites. Vampires and parasites. Because there's this like everything is one and love and no duality, and then there's this thing about like, I don't know, what does a parasite or a vampire do? They suck your blood. It's like, you know, if you have a mosquito sucking your blood, you know, what are you going to do about it? Maybe you swat it away, or maybe you, especially I'd say for me, if a mosquito bites me more than once, it's over. Sorry, dude. But I've been thinking about invisible parasites lately too. Many different types, because I know people are doing parasite cleanses and things like that, which can be important and helpful for anybody to do a parasite cleanse. One of the ways you know if you're being impacted by parasites, one of the ways is like think about what's going on in your mind. You know, if you've got negative thinking, if you've got addictive patterns, if you've got impulse patterns, like I'm actually having a lot of people give me feedback that they're starting to recognize that there are thoughts coming in through their mind that maybe aren't their own. And that's an interesting concept to consider because, well, we have to be responsible for our thoughts. You know, we have to be responsible for what we're thinking. But also, like, I'm going to use an example of something, you know, when someone says, well, suicide actually has been a big topic. You know, people taking their life. And it's like, I've had this suspicion before, you know, the idea that the people that take their lives, maybe it isn't just because they're sad or depressed. You know, maybe it's because maybe it's because of something else. Maybe it's because they're being possessed. Maybe it's because they're being told to do something that isn't even truly who they are. And I've had people that have gone through experiences like that have actually confirmed these types of things to me. Wow, I'm finding this really cool glass, and I'm also getting these weird looks by this person. So I'm just chilling over here. And this dog also. Beautiful, like, broken pieces of glass. Just picking them up. I love to keep these little pieces. But they actually look like they could be like a broken glass of a stained glass window. Some of them have like little shiny pieces inside. I don't know. Anyways, what I really wanted to do though was walk you over and show you this other type of stone that's on the road, because I know, and I think it's from a glass here. Some of them are super magical looking. Okay, I want to walk over to the grounds. So, okay. The last thing I want to show you as we're walking through, I thought I was going to sit down and get into transmission style, but it seems like that's not going to work because yes, be careful for the glass, River. You need to keep your shoes on. I thought I was going to do a transmission, but I'm not going to be able to because River's here. I thought she was going to play at the park, but she didn't want to. So the first time we came to this town and we were walking through, we recognized this, oops, I found this really cool black rock. Black rock. Black rock. What do you know about black rock? The shock of the black rock. You know, we're in Gene Key 50 right now, which is about moving from corruption to harmony. I can't think of something more connected to corruption than black rock or Catholic churches. In Gene Key 50, it talks about the way that you move from corruption to harmony is to go after not one thing, but to go into understanding the corruption of the entire hierarchy. It's the hierarchy that's corrupt. And I'm going to keep that glass and take a look at it later. And this little black rock that I found because it's super shiny. I think Eduardo's getting River's hands cleaned. And then I wanted to walk you over. I wanted to walk you over and show you the grounds of this stone that's on the floor. Actually, right across the street from here, there's a restaurant called Sin Domicilio Fio, which means no fixed address. Look at this dude over here. Sin Domicilio Fio, no fixed address. And anyways, when we were leaving and we were walking on the grounds, I was looking at the way that the stones were. And I was like, wow, I haven't seen anything built like this. It's definitely an older historical time. Most of it's been covered up by now, but it looks so Machu Picchu looking, like the rocks fit together and they're a little more like a puffy volcanic like type of rock. And River, get in the kangaroo with Papa so we can go walking. And I wanted to just give you a glimpse of it. It's fascinating. Babe, I'm going to walk over to Sin Domicilio Fio. So they have a cool market here on Saturdays. It's called a feria. The feria is when you can buy all of your vegetables and different things like that. We're going to walk on the road a little bit. So like I said, this is in the Escazu area, so it's not really as calm and peaceful as it is when I'm in the jungle. But let's see, I'm gonna cross over here. Oh wait, wow, it's 144 right outside of the church. I never noticed that. 144 up in this mother. It's a 144 up in this mother. Okay. Across the street by the hibiscus trees. This is, oh wow, look, this is the same old stone. This is the same old stone as the octagon structure. It's exactly the same, for sure. So that's interesting. So this, which is right across the street from that piece that I showed you about that really looks nothing like that. How did I never notice that before? How's this like open system with it? Very interesting. So I'm a little curious about this building and what it is now. Because right now it just looks like kind of a fenced wall. I have to be careful where I'm walking because there's like caca and stuff over here. But I've always said, well, you can kind of see like even this type of rock stone. It's more like vintage looking, right? But it's mostly deteriorated or gone or been replaced with regular asphalt things. Here we go. Check it out. Can you see that all right? And I don't really see this type of stone anywhere else. Ooh, there's a book in La Tierra. I always look for messages when I find like written things. Unos trozos de papel, so pieces of paper. En La Tierra. Digamos, todavía. Ooh, I want to keep that. Very interesting. Mystical. There's always a message, right? So this is actually the restaurant we come to sometimes called Sendo Museo Fio. So it's got that wall. So this was apparently the history of like an original house. Check out this floor though. I don't know if I'm at a good angle where you can see it or not. But I never, and apparently what I was told about this place when we went inside, because we did happen to meet the owner of the restaurant before, and she was talking about how I think we're just walking, look. Well, I guess we could walk in, but I don't know. I think we should get home before it rains, River. Anyways, I wanted to share with you a little, and then once you walk a little further, it's like it doesn't exist because I think most of it's been covered up. But this happens to be like some kind of little cornerstone of history, and now it looks a lot more modern. This is where we bridge dimensions and histories and different things like that. But apparently this place was a house of like a main family with many different, like more of an old, you can even see here, this is like an older looking floor, but it's kind of been covered up by the regular. And she told me when they were preparing this place to make it a restaurant, because it used to be a house, that they found like so many levels of all of these like super flat rocks that, yeah, this isn't just your typical, history of an indigenous, you know? I feel like there's a lost history here that we, angels, little angels, huh? Maybe. Anyways, okay. I didn't get to flow like I thought I was going to flow today. It's okay. It's perfect. I was supposed to document this tour. Oh, look, we have more of this type of ground. So it stops for a minute and then it goes, and it like, I don't know, this makes you think about, pay attention to where you're at. You know, pay attention to where you're located. As a grid worker, I didn't know I didn't know I was one. I didn't know what that meant. Look, you can even see how these old stairs were built like that. And then also that floor is at a lot of the most historic churches. Like there's a church here called the Orosi, Iglesia Orosi, which is like, oro is gold. That church has those huge round spheres underneath the church. And so you can even watch like an episode of Ancient Aliens that talks a little bit about these giant round spheres. What are these things? Like, I don't know. All right, River, I love you. Let's go walking. Wow, this is super old too. I would like to ask her, what was this building before? Okay, vamos. I gotta go now. But I send you guys my love. Thanks for anyone that's actually interested in this information. Thanks for listening.